Hey yo everyone, back with another classic game of Reservoir War today. I just quickly want to go over kind of who I'm looking for in my alliance for each troop type. And we got a couple of them just to give you an idea of who I'm looking for if certain people aren't available or if they run out of marches for those rallies. For the fighters, we got Bubble, Lizzie, Tricky, and Bulletbird. Ryder, myself, Hedgehog, Cass, and Quentin. For our shooters, we got Bunny, Demon, Brian, and Jay. Currently, our shooters are not as reliable of a source right now, so we're still looking for a stronger shooter to fill that gap. Sometimes they're usually busy or it's not their main account, so it's hard for them to get on if they're working as well. Kind of what we're looking for is using their rallies, their strengths to counter the enemies, which lets us avoid spending diamonds on super rallies. It's been working out really well. You'll kind of see that here in this battle today. These aren't in any particular order either. So for example, the fighters, if Bubble is not available or is out of marches, I will call out Tricky or Lizzie or Bulletbird to do a rally maybe together, or even doing multiple rallies by themselves on a tower that is full of shooters. A lot of times too, it can even work out as simple as having one of our routers like Quentin. He can just go shoot over to a tower real quick and hit it a bunch of times alone. As you may notice, a lot of our players here shown have a lot of might, which means they have a lot of troops, allowing them to do that. But because we're not using super rallies, we want to avoid doing that as much as possible, because you can tend to run out of troops quickly without those super rallies, because you're just throwing a bunch of troops into one tower and it will burn through those troops really quickly. So we kind of try to work together and play into our strengths, and it works out really well. I hope you all enjoy. Let's get it started here. We have VHL versus CTM. Gonna be parking in the middle. This is a voiceover. I didn't have a live audio. It's kind of important to grab these larger buildings early before they fill up quickly and they get their super reinforcements on there. That's really what saves us a lot, because a lot of times they will run into those and then quickly use a super reinforcement on it without their allies in the building with them early, so we can just hit them out of it really quickly before it gets filled up and too strong to break. You can see this right here. All their team was rushing to it, but I got there before they did. So they only had 2 marches in there, so it worked out really well. Just waiting for the military bases to open up, and they are. We got to try and I try to get those military bases especially before the others, just because of the attack boost. Now, we're not really healing our troops, so the field hospitals aren't as important, mostly just getting them for points. Yeah, so the tough part to think about here is the fact that, yeah, we may have gotten a tower and we kicked them out from their super reinforced rally, but the problem is that we have a rally in that tower, but now they're doing proper super rallies where they're setting them, waiting for their allies to join, and then sending it as one whole unit. So that's quite challenging. But the thing you got to think about is that rally is hitting that tower that our rally was in. So now their super rally's already starting out way weaker than it was before. So we can kind of set ourselves up really well here and start doing extra rallies toward that as soon as we figure out which troops they were using in that rally, so we can counter it appropriately. I was just seeing if I could potentially leave military base 2. I think I'll stay in it. There is a water truck going there. So they did fill up that hospital quite quickly. I tried to solo it real quick. Thankfully Bubble got in there. Maybe it was just our shooter, so we were very weak against it. Oh, maybe they did a rally on it? Oh, maybe that was it. Yep, so they're going to take these military bases. I think it's military base 1 and logistics base 1. Just because they're all on that north end of the map where their alliance members are, so they didn't get too far away, so they could fire off these rallies more quickly on those buildings, making it a lot more difficult for us. Even though you could see, even though it's a loss, it still did huge damage against it. Took off 87 million might from their rally, and they don't have any reinforcements on the way. So I'm going to do a double rally here, hoping the first one misses. Unfortunately, it does take it. I kind of hope for it to lose that first one, so when the second one comes in, it's like a breeze and you barely lose anything. I'm going to solo hit this field hospital here. There is a rally on the way to it. I just kind of want to weaken it up a bit. You can see right there we didn't lose everything. It is nice and softened up for the retake. Brian here, our shooter, actually did use a super rally there. We tell him not to, but he usually does whatever he wants anyway. So he's... Anyways, next one we're going to go back to the military base, hopefully. With a double rally. If I have the heroes. Oh, there they are. Yeah, sometimes my heroes get lost in the sauce. We have a lot of people join these events. I try to still help out the other people that set rallies anyways, just to be safe. A lot of times the other players already have all their marches out and the safe towers, or just from other rallies, so they got stuck in those, which is, you know, what I want. I mean, I don't want them in safe towers forever, but you know, sometimes people are busy or whatever. Missed that first one. The second one's a little bit behind, but they're not reinforcing it right away. I think we should get it here. Water truck is going to all of our towers, which is nice. They decided on a 3 tower nap plus fort, which is unusual. I don't really like, personally, I don't like doing large nap agreements. It's not fun at all. Because a lot of times people would just sit in those nap towers and not actually help join the rallies. Eliminating the amount of... Nice, we got it. Yeah, eliminating the amount of nap towers you have is really good personally for me, because then it doesn't allow your fellow alliance members to sit marches in those nap towers and kind of forces them to join your rallies instead. So that way they can get in a tower and get points and get a better idea of how the game and the event works itself. You can see their alliance is kind of giving up here. They've pretty much stopped trying to reinforce. This guy, I got this really good timing on here. So he hits. I leave my march in there. I didn't recall it because I knew I was going to lose the troops. But here's a rally coming in. I had a whole rally coming in, so it was an easy take. They're breaking nap early that they agreed to, which is fine. I mean, they're losing, so I mean, it doesn't really matter. We can go take theirs early too. It works out either way. It's just kind of weird because they agreed to said agreement and then now they're breaking it. But I mean, they're like 50,000, 40,000 points behind. And the truck is coming our way. Yeah, all of our players are on that side of the map, so they would have a really difficult time holding that tower anyways. And as you saw earlier, they weren't reinforcing their rallies as quickly as they should have been. That's Bunny right there, one of our shooters, as I showed at the start. Unfortunate timing there that I went for the... I started marching towards the fort, and right a little bit, like a few seconds after, he teleported in. I really want to recall from one of these towers, because all my marches get out and I get tied up, unfortunately, which I don't want, since my troops are so much stronger. And as their players are moving around, I want to be able to have those marches available to hit those towers that the other team left because they're teleporting around so much. You could see this one lost its super reinforcements. I don't know why I went so hard at this. I don't know. Actually, I have no idea what I was doing there. I just kind of figured it was going to be a lot stronger than what it was, I guess. So this isn't as important to hold because, yeah, I'm trying really hard here with my refreshing my troops and such, but there's only 3 minutes left anyways. I wanted that player to leave, so then that way I would be the captain. Some people don't quite grasp the concept of refreshing their troops and how important that is. This timing right here was kind of crazy. I barely got in there. I thought I could do it again, but maybe I got unlucky. I think they... Oh, I did get in. Nice. But they're sending a bunch of marches. They kind of caught on. It's too late, though. 3 minutes. It was a good game. Yeah, it's tough too because you can see I just ran out of troops at the end here. At least for my my teams that I have set up, I don't have any more T12s, just T11s, which is not ideal situation to have because then you have to go manually fill them in. It's a good problem to have at the end of the event. I suppose too you could argue that it would be better to let the truck go through, so then that way your other towers that it's heading to would receive the points from it passing through. So I suppose in that respect I could have played that better. Up by 50k, and that is going to be the game. No super rallies besides that one from Brian. I tell him not to, but he's kind of crazy, as his name says, Crazy Brian. So he does it anyways. Nevertheless, hope he gives you guys an idea how to play this out yourselves. If you have any questions, feel free to let me down below. And until then, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.